Okay, let's get settled. While you guys are getting settled into your nest, arriving into the present moment, where else do we want to be? Okay, here now, be comfortable. There's still some tickets for New Beginnings, which is a 3-week chakra course, guided meditation, 4 meditations a week, plus 1 yoga class on Friday morning with our beloved Amanda. Love this lady to bits. She's been working with us quite a lot these days. So yeah, link is in the bio and maybe see you there. We're going to explore the chakras one by one. It's going to be very cool. Daniela, lovely to see you guys. Okay. All right, the tribe is here. Let's begin. How's it been? I've had a bit of a crazy day. Car broke down yesterday. Ended up all over the place, got rescued by American friends, stayed the night there. So I'm carless, it's in the garage, getting fixed. What to do? But I made it here, so here we are. Okay. So breaking patterns of the mind. Now, one of the things I'm sure we all realize, okay, you know, we do all this meditation practice and the mind still keeps kind of holding this momentum, this patterns that get generated. So in order to break those patterns, there's kind of steps that I've observed, yeah, that may be the same for you. So the first is observation, being able to observe thoughts. So that means like right now, let's do that. So be grounded, relax the body. Yeah, be present, bringing your attention to resting into the part of you that is aware. Yeah, and be open. Big breath into the heart. Be grounded, be present, be open. Yeah. Just arriving into the here and now. Slowing things down. Yeah, especially when things are a little crazy or there's a lot going on and people are like all over the place. Yeah. It's a great practice to be able to just take a breath, slow things down, feel like grounded, hold the intention. Am I grounded? Okay, relax the body, connect to the breath, the senses. Am I present? Yeah, so that your breathing's regular, you're not getting carried away by the emotional, mental stories that whiz around, taking some distance from them. And am I open? Open is acceptance, yeah? Being grounded, connected, present, awareness, being open, heart, acceptance, self-love. And resting there, like not making the present moment into some kind of obstacle that I have to get somewhere better. If I do this, that, then it's going to be fixed in the future, okay? Being here now, being in the present moment. Hi, Annalise. Okay. So taking a couple of breaths, just settling into the present moment, connecting to whatsoever is alive in you. And breaking patterns. We're going to look at a little exercise to observe, understand, gain insight, and transform mental, emotional patterns that we keep repeating. Yeah. Now, when we go into meditation or falling asleep at night, the mind will continue with thoughts, but they don't necessarily always have to make sense. There's not a lot of emotion around them. They're kind of random, end of the day reflections bouncing around. And they float by like clouds. You feel like there's a feeling of not really clinging on to them. Yeah. So they're kind of like little thoughts. They're not really important. Not ultimately. So the patterns I'm looking to focus on with you today is the ones that have an emotion around them. So it can be like there's a thought that you keep repeating. Yeah. So if there's anything like that that's going on for you just now, something that's troubling you or a thought that you keep repeating in your mind, it can be a million and one different things. Conversation you had with somebody, a problem you're trying to solve. Yeah. Something that, that's irritating you, or a frustration, or worry. There's so many things. So if there is something like that for you, then take it with a dose of acceptance, okay, and a little bit of distance. And the distance we manage by connecting to the body, resting in the present moment and observing the mind. But this time we're holding the intention to understand this pattern. So it's not necessary to try and get involved in fixing the situation. It's being open and accepting whatsoever is there and observing. It's almost like it's not you. It's something that's going on within you that keeps repeating itself. Yeah. Or there may be a common emotion. You may find that you keep having thoughts that have a certain quality of emotion. So it's connecting to that, acknowledging it, not trying to change it, but observing it, becoming aware of it. So relaxing with that. The story's not, directly important. We're not trying to fix it through fixing the situation. We're looking to connect to the emotion that's kind of wrapping it up. Because it's the emotion that drives those thoughts. It feeds them almost. Yeah? The mind loves to be fed with drama. The mind loves that. So we've got the story over here, ABC, whatever it is, but then the emotion. Okay, so bring your attention to connecting to the emotion of the pattern that you want to understand more deeply. And then using the breath, just bring it into your belly, like it's falling out of your mind, like water flowing or wax melting. Falling into your belly and your heart. Yeah, remember, the heart is the center of transformation. So, and holding it there, but with loving kindness, this attitude of acceptance and being open with it. And just connecting with it for a moment. The mind may still bounce around with trying to rationalize it, solve it, complain about it, whatever. And that's okay. But hold your focus on the charge, the energy that's there. And see what arises when you hold it in your heart with love. Like embracing a part of yourself and saying, it's okay, what is it that you need? What does this part need? What is it that's behind the emotion? What is the deeper need? And again, it's not looking for solutions, but just observing, understanding, and seeing if any insights will arise from that process of observing, like unfolding a puzzle. Very often we get kind of so trapped into the story, oh no, and da-da-da, and the emotion keeps it going, and the breathing becomes more rapid, we become anxious, we become a bit tense in the body, and it's like, oh, okay, am I grounded? When you feel that losing it kind of kicking in, like a mantra, am I grounded? Taking a breath. relax? Am I present? Bringing that situation, that emotion into the heart space, and being open to it, acceptance. Okay, it's that pattern again. And simply holding it there, taking a couple of breaths, conscious breaths, or listening to sounds. But the key, the relaxation, the presence, the openness, is giving space for that deeper need to arise as an insight. Yeah, you with me? So one of the keys to know that you're going in the right direction is that there's a subtle feeling of expansion when you hold those modalities together in the present moment. It's being connected to the senses, being relaxed in the body, and being open in the heart. When you breathe out, you feel the energy expand. There's a subtle expansion. And your awareness, the observer, that may still be observing this emotion, this mental emotional story that's going on, this pattern that is within you. The observer part is like a loving light of warmth that's communicating to the part of you that's panicking or freaking in or out or whatever, that it's okay, that you're open to the understanding of what the deeper needs are. So, staying present, being grounded, present, open, and shining the light of your awareness onto a pattern that you've recognized. Or if there's no pattern there and you're fully free of all patterns, that's wonderful too. And simply enjoy the joy of being, which is another aspect of your nature that arises from resting in presence. Feeling of expansion, and from the expansion there's a subtle joy. And see what happens to the emotion when you hold it in your heart space from that perspective. Just giving it space. Inviting deeper part to reveal itself. It may not happen straight away, it doesn't matter. As long as the invitation is there, the intention. Why do I keep having the same thoughts or the same emotional patterns? It may be a self-limiting belief, or it may be something that somebody said, or a memory, something you have to solve. Doesn't matter. But be present with it. And this is especially nice if, when you're trying to fall asleep at night, and there's a story going on and it keeps going round and round. You know that feeling? And it's like, it's exhausting. Yeah. And it keeps coming back and it keeps coming back. So taking it into your heart space, relaxing with it, being present with it, being loving and compassionate towards yourself, acknowledging that there is a part of you that is looking for some kind of attention, to be seen and understood. And your awareness is the loving kindness, the light that shines on that part, that connects with it, that is the ground for insights to arise, and from the insights, transformation can happen. And the insights may bring, solutions. This is the action that I can take. This is what I can do. This is what I can learn. This is what I can now become more aware of. And from that awareness, the mental emotional pattern starts to dissolve. It's not being fed with so much energy. The identification to it becomes a little looser. And when you're not unconsciously identified to a mental emotional pattern, it starts to slow down. It has less power. And when it has less power, it doesn't bother you so much, because that awareness is there. This understanding, this is a pattern that I have, that I recognize. But who am I, is the observer of the pattern. I am not the pattern. It's like when you change your clothes every day. They're part of your identity, your self-image, but they're not you. They're kind of borrowed. So then there's a shift in the perspective that you have about these stories that go on in our mind, that clutter the mind and cause us to why can I never stop thinking? So the practice of presence. Am I grounded? Am I present? Am I open? And then embracing and observing what thoughts are going on, what emotions are feeding them, or energizing them. Bringing that into the heart space, contemplating them from there, feeling the emotion, breathing with it, giving it space, feeling the subtle sense of expansion, maybe a little bubble of joy. Being open to understanding the deeper needs that emotion is screaming for, or trying to point at. And then allowing the insight to arise. Okay. And the deeper needs are usually an essential aspect of our being, to feel safe, to feel more peaceful, abundant, creative, loved, strong, confident. So the recognition of that, the awareness of it, initiates the process of transformation. And that happens by itself. through that recognition. Mental emotional patterns relax. Like a child that's been seen and understood, there's a collaboration that starts to unfold. And then a coherence between the heart and the mind. And the vibration changes. There's a calm that kind of wraps everything. Your vibration falls in tune, in balance. The human and the being start to settle together. The dis-ease is harmonized. Okay. The power of the present moment. And of being rooted in the observer. And through that observation, observing, understanding, the basis for change. So resting in the present moment, being open and accepting where you are right now, whatever patterns may be going on or not going on, but whenever they do arise, being grounded, being present, and being open. Keys to change. But it's not an efforting, we're not trying to make things different. Simply resting in the part of you that is aware, free from the identification to those patterns. Acknowledging them as a doorway into connecting to a deeper aspect of yourself. Okay. So I hope all that made sense. It did? Great. So lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining me today. And I wish you all the very best for 2021. And many joyful days, present moments. Yeah. Filled with joy. Thank you, Jenny. Oh, that's good to know. Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.